Everything you seek already exists, but it will only be yours when you learn this hidden code. Watch to the end, and you will have in your hands the secret that Neville only revealed to his closest disciples. What if I told you that you could create the life of your dreams effortlessly, without struggle, simply by accessing a truth forgotten for centuries? A secret that Neville Goddard kept under lock and key, and that you will now discover? Have you ever felt like you're trying everything? Affirmations, visualization, effort, and yet, your reality just doesn't change? What if the real reason you're stuck is because you're forcing your way through life, when the secret is actually to let go? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal a hidden method that Neville Goddard rarely spoke about publicly. A method that allows you to effortlessly shift into a new reality using the principles of quantum manifestation. No struggle, no resistance, just alignment. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do it. This isn't about wishful thinking or toxic positivity. This is about accessing a deeper truth, one that bridges spirituality and quantum physics, and gives you the tools to become a conscious creator of your life. We'll break down why forcing sabotages your manifestations, how Neville's secret technique bypasses resistance, and how you can start using it today to attract exactly what you desire, effortlessly. You're about to learn the exact process that changed thousands of lives around the world, and it can change yours too. So let me ask you, are you tired of waiting for your breakthrough? Do you feel stuck in repetitive cycles, financially, emotionally, or spiritually? Have you been visualizing your dreams, but nothing seems to shift in the outer world? What if the missing piece isn't something you need to do, but something you need to feel? This video is your invitation to stop chasing and start allowing. By watching until the end, you'll understand how to enter a quantum state where the version of you who already has the life you want becomes your new normal. You'll discover how Neville used deep feeling, conscious imagination, and the state akin to sleep to collapse timelines and receive answers from the higher self. And you'll learn how to activate this in your own life, starting right now. This could be the most important 30 minutes you've ever invested in yourself. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and stay with me, because you're about to uncover the true secret of effortless manifestation. And once you do, there's no going back. Ready to remember who you really are? Who was Neville Goddard and his connection to the quantum field? The enigma of Neville Goddard, more than a mystic. Neville Goddard was not just a teacher of manifestation. He was a visionary who unlocked timeless truths about consciousness, reality, and the human soul. Born in Barbados in 1905 and later migrating to the United States, Neville experienced a profound spiritual awakening after meeting a mystic named Abdullah. That encounter would shift the trajectory of his entire life. He began to teach that imagination is not merely mental play, it is the spiritual engine of reality itself. For Neville, consciousness was the only true reality. The outer world, he said, is nothing but a shadow cast by your inner state. While many saw him as a metaphysical philosopher, what few realize is how deeply his teachings intersect with modern quantum theory. Long before quantum theory was even popularized, consciousness is the only reality. At the heart of Neville's message was a radical idea. Consciousness is the foundation of all creation. Not action, not effort, not luck, but pure awareness. He taught that everything you experience in the outer world is a reflection of the assumptions you hold in your inner world, whether conscious or unconscious. Assumptions harden into fact, he said, meaning that once a belief is fully embodied in consciousness, the universe reshapes itself to reflect it. This is not just spiritual poetry. It mirrors key principles in quantum mechanics, where the observer influences the observed, and particles exist in potential states until consciousness collapses them into form. In Neville's language, feeling is the secret, and the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the key that unlocks alternate timelines, the ones where your desires are already real. The bridge between Neville and quantum physics. Even though Neville never formally studied quantum physics, his teachings are eerily aligned with some of its most profound implications. Quantum theory tells us that reality is not fixed, it exists in probabilities and potentialities. Only when an observer interacts with it does it become real. This is exactly what Neville taught through imagination. That your focused awareness, charged with emotion, selects realities out of the quantum field. The state akin to sleep he often referenced was a meditative gateway to this field of infinite potentials. In that relaxed, hypnagogic state, the conscious mind quiets, and the subconscious, the bridge to the quantum realm, becomes open and impressionable. Neville used this state to implant new realities into being. Long before terms like timeline shifting or quantum jumping existed, Neville was already practicing them. From imagination to materialization. Neville wasn't interested in temporary motivation or surface-level manifestation tips. His work was about recreating your identity from the inside out. He taught that the outer world is powerless to define you unless you accept its definition. Instead, he urged students to assume the feeling of their wish already fulfilled, as if they had already become the person who lives that reality. He believed that imagination creates reality not by chance, but by law. This law isn't governed by effort, logic, or struggle, but by inner conviction. By dwelling in the emotional and sensory experience of a new reality, your subconscious mind, the quantum selector, begins to treat it as real. And once your inner world accepts it, the outer world must conform. The invitation to step into your creative power. Understanding who Neville was isn't just historical, it's deeply personal. It's a call to reclaim your creative power and recognize that you are the operant power in your life. You're not here to chase dreams, but to awaken to the fact that the dreamer and the dream are one. Neville's life was proof that anyone, regardless of background, education, or external resources, could master the laws of reality through awareness. He wasn't just giving teachings. He was showing us a map back to ourselves. And when you learn to apply this, not intellectually, but experientially, the world around you begins to bend in response. This is the threshold where spirituality meets quantum science. And Neville, perhaps unknowingly, was one of the first to show us the way. What makes Neville's message so revolutionary, and often misunderstood, is that it demands total inner responsibility. There are no shortcuts, no external saviors, and no rituals to manipulate reality. Instead, Neville turned your attention inward, where the real transformation happens. He wasn't offering a quick fix, he was giving you the blueprint for permanent change. But here's the part most people miss. This process is not hard. In fact, when done correctly, it feels effortless. That's because you're not creating anything. You're aligning with what already exists in the quantum field. The version of you who already has everything you desire is real, right now. And the rest of this video will show you exactly how to connect with that version, moment by moment. Why you must stay until the end. As we go deeper, you'll uncover the hidden reasons your current manifestations may not be working, and how a subtle shift in feeling and identity can unlock everything. We'll break down step by step how Neville accessed what modern science now confirms. The quantum field of infinite possibilities. You'll learn how to dissolve internal resistance, how to enter altered states of consciousness, and how to magnetize outcomes without chasing or controlling them. If you've ever doubted your power, this video will awaken something ancient and true within you. Stay with me until the final moments, because the technique you'll learn at the end is the very one Neville considered sacred, and it might just be the breakthrough your soul has been waiting for. Why forcing sabotages manifestation? The illusion of control. Most people are taught to believe that the more effort they apply, the faster they'll achieve what they want. We're conditioned from childhood to believe that hard work equals success. But in the realm of manifestation, especially quantum manifestation, this belief becomes a trap. When you force, you're energetically affirming that what you desire is not already yours. You're saying to the universe, I don't have this yet, so I need to push, strive, control. That energy of lack is precisely what keeps your desires away. The quantum field responds to frequency, not effort. And the frequency of, I need this to happen, is fundamentally different from the frequency of, it is already done. Forcing doesn't align you with your desire. It aligns you with the absence of it. Resistance is an energetic wall. Every time you force something, Whether it's money, love, success, or healing, you build resistance around it. That resistance acts like an energetic wall between you and the thing you desire. Think of it like trying to push water through a blocked pipe. The more you force, the more pressure builds, and the less flow you allow. Neville Goddard understood this. He knew that true manifestation comes not from struggle, but from surrender. When you rest in the state of the wish fulfilled, you're telling your subconscious that the reality you seek already exists. There's no need to grasp or chase. Just like in quantum mechanics, where observation collapses possibility into form, surrender collapses desire into manifestation. You're not waiting, you're being. The energetic difference between wanting and having. There's a profound vibrational gap between wanting something and having it. Wanting is an expression of lack. It acknowledges separation. Having is an expression of unity, of already being connected with your desire. When you force, you stay in the energy of wanting. You try to manipulate outcomes through action or control. But manifestation doesn't happen from the outside in. It happens from the inside out. Your internal state, the feelings you consistently dwell in, sends a signal to the field of infinite possibilities. If that signal is rooted in desperation, fear, or impatience, the quantum mirror reflects those frequencies right back to you. You get more delay, more struggle, more lack. That's why letting go is so powerful. It communicates certainty, trust, and alignment. Forcing is the language of the ego. The ego thrives on control. It doesn't trust life, the universe, or the unseen. It wants guarantees, timelines, and outcomes it can manipulate. But manifestation isn't about the ego, it's about soul. It's about aligning with a higher intelligence that moves through all things. Neville taught that when you enter the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you bypass the ego and speak directly to the subconscious mind, the gateway to infinite creation. The ego says, "I'll believe it when I see it." But the soul and Neville say, "I'll see it when I believe it." Forcing is the ego's desperate attempt to create from separation. Allowing is the soul's natural expression of faith and unity. And the moment you stop forcing, you step into your real power. The power of being instead of doing. The paradox of letting go. Here's the great paradox. The less you try to force reality, the more it bends in your favor. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the knowing that what you desire is already yours in another timeline, and you're simply aligning with it. Letting go is magnetic. It's the act of releasing resistance, of trusting the process, of becoming the version of yourself who no longer needs the desire because you've already embodied it. That's when miracles happen. That's when opportunities appear out of nowhere, synchronicities unfold, and your reality begins to reshape itself, without struggle. The universe is not testing you. It's responding to you. And when you stop forcing, you finally allow the response you've been waiting for. 5. The secret method of Neville. Feeling is the secret. The power of assumption and emotional imprinting. Neville Goddard's most revolutionary teaching can be summarized in one simple phrase. Feeling is the secret. This wasn't metaphorical. He meant it literally. In Neville's model of reality, it's not the words you speak, the affirmations you repeat, or the goals you write down that determine your manifestation power. It's the dominant emotional frequency you embody in your inner world. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Feeling is the bridge between desire and reality, the energetic signal you send out that imprints directly onto the subconscious mind. And, by extension, the quantum field. Your emotions act like a mold, shaping energy into form. Neville insisted, if you can fully feel yourself into the state of your desired outcome, reality must conform to match that state. The state akin to sleep, gateway to the subconscious. To effectively imprint a new reality into your subconscious, Neville introduced a technique he called the state akin to sleep. This is a deeply relaxed, twilight state between wakefulness and sleep, where the conscious mind weakens and the subconscious becomes highly receptive. Why is this important? Because your conscious mind is the gatekeeper, filled with logic, doubt, and conditioning. But your subconscious is neutral, fertile, and always accepts the feeling you give it as truth. By entering this meditative state, you bypass resistance and plant a new assumption directly into the soil of your reality. In this space, you're not visualizing as a distant observer. You're living from the end, as if the desired version of you already exists. And this, according to Neville, is what causes the outer world to reshape itself around your inner identity, constructing a scene that implies fulfillment. The core technique Neville taught was to create a short, vivid mental scene, one that implies your wish has already been fulfilled, and then to mentally rehearse that scene while immersed in the emotion of its reality. The scene should be brief, realistic, and something that could logically occur after your desire has manifested. For example, instead of visualizing $1 million, you might imagine a close friend congratulating you on your financial freedom, and you feeling deep gratitude in that moment. You repeat this scene, not as a desperate wish, but as a relived memory. The more natural and emotionally charged it becomes, the more your subconscious begins to accept it as fact. And once it does, the quantum field begins rearranging events, people, and circumstances to mirror that new internal assumption. Emotion as a creative force. Emotion is not a byproduct of manifestation. It is the cause. Neville made it clear that you must feel the reality before it appears. This is where most people get stuck. They wait for the external evidence to feel successful, loved, or abundant. But this delays the process indefinitely. You must become the emotional embodiment of your wish fulfilled now. If you desire love, feel loved now. If you desire wealth, feel secure and prosperous now. These emotions recalibrate your frequency to match the outcome you seek. The universe is not responding to your words, it's responding to your vibration. And feeling is the most powerful vibrational tool you possess. When your inner state is saturated with the feeling of your desired reality, manifestation becomes not a matter of if, but when. Repetition, identity, and the collapse of time. Neville emphasized that repetition is key. Each time you enter the state akin to sleep and relive your imaginal scene, you reinforce the new identity. You're reprogramming your subconscious to accept a different version of reality, one where the wish is already fulfilled. Over time, this new identity becomes natural. You stop trying to manifest and start living from the end, acting, thinking, and feeling like the version of you who already has it. This is where true quantum shifts occur. Time begins to collapse. Synchronicities increase. Reality bends. And the life you once chased begins to chase you. Neville wasn't just teaching imagination. He was teaching you how to assume a new state of being, knowing that the world will always mirror that state. Feeling is the secret because identity is the secret, and identity is formed through repeated emotional states. Embodying the future you in the present moment. What if you stopped asking how your desire will come and started being the version of you who already has it? Neville's method is not about escaping reality. It's about transforming it from within. When you enter the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you begin to emit the same frequency as that future version of yourself. And here's the secret. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It only responds to vibration. So when you walk, speak, and breathe like the you who already has what you desire, life must rearrange to reflect that identity. You become a vibrational match to miracles. Embodiment is not pretending, it's remembering. And every time you feel your future as real now, you're collapsing the timeline between desire and manifestation. Why most people fail, and how you can succeed. Most people fail at manifestation not because they don't believe in it, but because they never truly feel it. They visualize without emotion. They affirm without embodiment. They wish, but they don't live from the wish. The secret Neville guarded so fiercely is that you must feel now what others wait their whole lives to feel. When you understand that your inner world is the true creator of your experience, you stop trying to change the mirror and start changing the face it reflects. This is your power, to feel joy before the evidence, to feel loved before the partner, to feel abundance before the money. And in doing so, you become the magnetic center of a new reality. Not by force, not by chance, but by conscious, feeling-based creation. How to apply the method without struggle. Simplicity is power. Don't overcomplicate it. Applying Neville's method doesn't require special rituals, expensive courses, or hours of meditation. In fact, its power lies in its simplicity. The key is to shift from effort to embodiment, from trying to get something to being the person who already has it. To begin, choose a single desire you wish to manifest. Be clear and specific, but don't obsess over the details. The universe doesn't need micromanagement. It needs a clear emotional instruction. What would it feel like if your desire were already fulfilled? That feeling is your energetic GPS. Your only job is to dwell in that feeling consistently, especially before sleep, when your subconscious is most receptive. Keep it simple. Keep it emotional. And let go of any need to force the outcome. The 4-step process to align without resistance. Step 1. Define your desire with clarity and confidence. Step 2. Construct a short imaginal scene that implies your desire has already come true, a scene that would naturally follow its fulfillment. Step 3. Enter a relaxed state, preferably just before sleep or right after waking up. This is your state akin to sleep. Step 4. Replay the scene in your mind repeatedly, with as much sensory detail and feeling as possible. Don't visualize like a movie. Participate in it. Feel the warmth, the sounds, the emotions. If you do this consistently, especially when your mind is quiet, your subconscious will accept the scene as a new reality. From there, manifestation becomes automatic. The outer world begins shifting not because you're pushing, but because you've shifted internally. Letting go is an active trust, not passive waiting. One of the most misunderstood steps in manifestation is letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting your desire or pretending you don't care. It means releasing the attachment to how and when it will come. It means surrendering control and moving through life with the confident expectation that what you've impressed on your subconscious is already on its way. When you let go, you stop checking the mirror for changes. You stop planting the seed and digging it up every day to see if it's growing. Letting go is active trust, walking through your day with inner peace, knowing that reality is catching up to the new version of you. You no longer need to make it happen. You simply allow it to unfold with ease, flow, and alignment. Living from the end, becoming the embodiment daily. To truly apply this method, you must live from the end. Meaning you take actions, make choices, and carry yourself as if your desire is already part of your reality. This doesn't mean faking it. It means aligning your mindset, your habits, and your energy with a version of yourself who already has what you want. Ask yourself daily, how would I think, speak, and move if my desire were already fulfilled? Would I feel anxious? Doubtful? Probably not. So practice gratitude as if it's already done. Speak with certainty. Release the need to prove or explain yourself. This is how you reinforce the inner reality. And reality, being a mirror, must reflect it back. The more consistently you live from the end, the faster your 3D world transforms to match. From practice to identity, making it your new normal. At first, applying Neville's method might feel like a practice. But over time, it becomes a way of being. The goal is not to do the method. It's to become the kind of person for whom this new reality is normal. When you stop waiting and start embodying, everything changes. You're no longer chasing outcomes. You're attracting them effortlessly. Reality bends to match your new identity, not the other way around. And this is where the magic lives. In the quiet, confident knowing that what you felt, imagined, and assumed is already yours. You are no longer hoping. You are no longer striving. You are being. And in being, you unlock the full creative force of the universe within you. Silence the inner doubt. Your feeling is enough. One of the biggest obstacles people face when applying Neville's method is the inner voice that says, "This is too easy. It can't possibly work." That doubt is not truth. It's conditioning. You've been trained to believe that results only come through effort and sacrifice. But manifestation follows a different law. In this realm, Ease is a sign of alignment, not laziness. When you feel deeply, when you consistently embody the wish fulfilled, you are doing more than enough. There's no need to try harder. The quantum field doesn't reward effort, it responds to coherence, to emotional congruence. The more naturally and confidently you dwell in the feeling, the faster reality shifts. Your inner certainty is more powerful than any external action you could take. From invisible to inevitable, the final phase. There will be a moment, if you persist, when something clicks. You stop wondering when it will happen because, deep down, you already know it has. That knowing is the final phase before your desire crystallizes into physical form. It often comes quietly, a sense of calm, confidence, or detachment. You feel peace where there was once impatience. That's when you've crossed over from invisible to inevitable. The manifestation is already done. You're just moving through the time required for it to unfold. In this phase, you don't need signs or synchronicities to prove anything to you. You are the proof. And once you reach that level of certainty, the universe rushes to deliver what your soul has already claimed. The quantum field is responding to you now. You are already interacting with the field. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're constantly in communication with the quantum field. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold, they all send vibrational signals that interact with the fabric of reality. This isn't some abstract spiritual theory. It's a reflection of the observer effect in quantum physics, the principle that your observation, your attention, literally influences the outcome. You are not separate from the field. You are the field, localized in a body, expressing as a unique point of awareness. That means manifestation isn't something you start doing. It's something you're always doing. The only question is, are you manifesting consciously or unconsciously? The field is responding right now to your current state, your current self-image, and the assumptions you live by. The field is neutral. You give it meaning. The quantum field does not judge. It doesn't reward the good or punish the bad. It is pure potential, waiting to be shaped by the quality of your consciousness. That means it responds equally to fear as it does to faith, to anxiety as it does to gratitude. Your current reality is simply a mirror, a feedback loop showing you what you've been broadcasting energetically. This is not about blame, it's about empowerment. Because if your current reality is a product of past vibrations, then your future reality is being written by what you feel right now. This puts the power entirely in your hands. You can begin to rewrite your story at any moment, not by force, but by shifting your inner state. The quantum field has no resistance to your desires. If anything is resisting, it's within you. Time is not linear, it's malleable. We've been taught to think of time as a straight line, past, present, future. But in the quantum field, time is not linear, it's fluid. All potential versions of you already exist simultaneously in what scientists call the superposition. This means the version of you who is wealthy, healed, loved, aligned, that version already exists in a parallel timeline. When you enter the state of the wish fulfilled, you don't create that version, you merge with it. Your new emotional state acts like a magnet, collapsing that timeline into your current experience. This is why results can sometimes seem miraculous or instantaneous. You didn't climb a ladder to your goal. You shifted into the identity that already lives it. The more you live in that energy now, the more quickly your external world reflects it back to you. Synchronicity, flow, and the physics of faith. Once you begin to consciously align with the version of yourself who already has what you desire, you'll notice something incredible. The world begins to respond. People show up. Opportunities arise. Coincidences multiply. This isn't magic, it's physics. You've shifted your signal, and now you're tuned into a different frequency of experience. Synchronicity is not luck, it's proof of alignment. You no longer have to force things to happen because you're operating from the field where they're already done. Neville called this living from the end. And when you do, life begins to feel like flow instead of friction. It's not always predictable, but it's always intelligent. The quantum field is orchestrating outcomes beyond what your logical mind could ever construct, because it's responding to your state, not your struggle. The field is waiting. What will you send next? Right now, in this very moment, the field is listening. Not to your words, but to your energy. It's responding to the version of you that you are most consistently being. That's the ultimate message of Neville's work and of quantum manifestation. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. The question is no longer, will it happen? It's, am I being the person it happens to? Your power lies in now. Not in someday, not in maybe, but in this exact breath. So who will you choose to be? What feeling will you dwell in? What reality will you align with? The quantum field is not waiting for you to prove yourself. It's waiting for you to remember yourself. And the moment you do, everything begins to change. Today, you discovered the hidden key behind quantum manifestation, the very method Neville Goddard guarded so closely. The power of feeling. You learned that reality doesn't respond to effort, struggle, or constant action. It responds to your dominant emotional state. We explored how forcing actually creates resistance, how the state akin to sleep opens the subconscious, and how imagination, when fused with emotion, becomes the force that shapes your world. Most importantly, you've seen how the quantum field is not passive. It's alive, dynamic, and responding to you right now. A challenge to activate the teaching. Now I want to hear from you. What is the one reality you are ready to claim today, without force, just by being? Comment below and declare it as if it's already yours. This is more than interaction. It's activation. The moment you put your new identity into words, you begin anchoring it into your conscious and subconscious mind. So don't hold back. Speak from the end. Share your vision. Let the universe, and this community, witness your shift. If this video stirred something inside you, if it helped you remember your power and shift your perspective, then don't keep it to yourself. Tap that like button to help this message reach others. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a moment of deep transformation. We're building a space here, a global community of conscious creators, and your energy matters. And if you're ready to take this even further, I highly recommend watching the previous video titled, Energy Healing Secrets Revealed. 7 Steps to Clear Blocks, Heal Trauma and Attract Miracles. It's a powerful companion to what you just learned, guiding you through a simple but transformational daily practice that aligns your energy and programs your subconscious for real results. These 2 videos together are a quantum shift waiting to happen. Remember, you are not here to chase your dreams. You are here to become the person who naturally lives them. The quantum field is listening. The future is responding. And the new reality you desire is already waiting for you to feel it into existence. So go, not with force, but with certainty. Your life is changing now. And I can't wait to hear your story.